Hey everybody, this is Collin with Courageous Canines Dog Training, back again at SAFE, a friend of homeless animals in Skillman, New Jersey. Today I'm hanging out with my friend Smarty Jones here. Now, Smarty Jones is a pretty big boy. He is some kind of Great Dane mix looking for a home. Good boy, buddy. So today what I'm going to work on with Smarty is getting him used to affection and contact and examination even from people in a positive and calming way. So the key thing there, right, is that second part really for a lot of dogs. A lot of dogs already like getting touched by people or like getting physical contact from us, but it can be very, very stimulating. Naturally, physical contact is pretty exciting between dogs most of the time. So from people, it can be something they quickly learn to like, but almost like too much, where it's like, oh, it gets us over the top, gets our heart racing. So as I'm hanging out and just letting him kind of offer himself up. That's one key strategy I'm always going to suggest when it comes to giving dogs affection, is let them kind of show you what they're comfortable with instead of trying to shove your hands in their face and then force yourself, over their head or down their back. Most, dogs that are nervous don't love, hands over their head or hands going places they can't see right off the bat, especially from a stranger. Another classic version of that is like dog rolling over, in dog language that might mean, hey, I'm nervous, and people are like, oh, let me scratch your belly. So whenever my dog is at least looking nice and loose, good, seemingly just enjoying it, I'm going to keep giving him bits of affection while feeding him. The key aspect is that I'm feeding him. Good. A nice treat, really, at first here, kind of every 5 to 10 seconds. It can be even more frequent than that if a dog is really struggling with, kind of chilling out during affection. And if a dog is really nervous, I'm mostly just going to get them interested in getting close to me first, then, getting them interested in bumping into my hand while they take a treat, and then kind of work my way from there. But Smarty is a pretty friendly dog. He just gets a little bit nervous in certain situations, like when really loud noises go off. Sometimes he, can act like a big baby, as the big dogs tend to, right? What a good boy, bud. So, nice. As I'm sitting here with him, I'm going to practice some of those things that I know tend to make dogs a little more excited, so long as he's tolerating it well, so long as he's staying, relatively calm. Right, he's trying to do his tricks for me. But I'm going to touch him first and foremost right under the face. Under the face and chest area is actually kind of the easiest place for dogs to see where you are and see what you're doing. So it makes it easier for them at first to kind of accept that your hands are kind of going and making contact with them if they're not used to it. It also makes it a little less exciting right off the bat. But me doing something like this, leaning over him, he's leaning into me, but having my arm over him could be pretty exciting to a lot of dogs. A lot of people love to give their dogs hugs. I recommend doing this nice and slowly and carefully, good, to get them used to it, especially if they're an adult dog already that you might be adopting or that hasn't gone through this as a puppy. A lot of dogs will tolerate an awful lot from people. Don't get me wrong. I work with all the dogs of various backgrounds, so I always tend to be a little bit more cautious and a little bit more interested in, again, seeing what the dog is willing to offer up and show interest in, good, versus trying to make them interact in any way or trying to force myself on them in any kind of way when it comes to affection or contact. Right, big guy? So I keep letting him come back in. He's offering up his broad side to me. The sides can be another good spot to get used to, that contact. It's not too exciting, but even the kind of affection I'm giving him, regardless of where it's happening, if I go really fast and crazy, I'm probably going to get the dog excited. I can get him, a little bit desensitized to that faster contact by doing it like this, where I'm feeding him at the same time. Now, if a dog is very food motivated, you can literally just use their normal food. I'm using some beef liver here and some nice bacon flavored treats. That in and of itself makes this a nice high value conditioning exercise. Good. But some dogs that are super food motivated, and really after the first few times, even with a dog that might, need some extra work on this, good. It's pretty easy to start getting them to start just calmly accepting the affection without really needing much food to kind of back you up. The idea, though, is the food is a classical conditioning agent, right? The food helps us to teach them that Physical contact, good. Feels good. And also feels calming. Good. Food has a natural way of kind of forming an association, right, between stuff that's happening to them and how they feel about it. Most people mostly think about food in relation to like rewards for behavior. I think about food a lot as rewards for experiences as well. And physical contact, affection is an experience that we want to feel rewarding, right? We want our affection to actually have a lot of nice value to it. Good. Nice. Good boy, bud. I can also mix my praise in here. Why not? Give that praise some value with all this food happening. Good boy. Because anything that's happening alongside that food is gaining some of food's value. He's like sitting on me, right? What a good boy. Now, petting him over his head is definitely a more advanced version of affection. A lot of people want to throw that at, all sorts of random dogs they don't know. And that can be an easy way to make dogs nervous or just to make them jump, make them get excited because they think you're trying to be exciting in a way that dogs do with each other. So getting them used to these little steps of affection, piece by piece, makes it easier for them to get to the really exciting stuff or the stuff that otherwise make them might want to like retreat or jump or do all those other things. Good. I know there's some distractions. Smarty, what a good boy. Now, beyond just regular affection, this game is also very useful for examination. So getting him used to, having his ears checked. Good boy. Having anything else that we need to do in order to keep him healthy and make sure, we can check for ticks or check for injuries, that kind of thing. Good boy, bud. I want to keep progressively getting him more and more used to different kinds of examination. So, that easiest stuff again is like the head, collar area. Collars are actually another great thing to integrate into this exercise because a lot of times dogs aren't used to being held by the collar or someone reaching out and grabbing our collar. Good. So I do it nice and gently alongside these food moments. Good. Because it helps to create this positive feedback loop where he feels good about what's happening, feels good about what's happening. Smarty Jones. Hi, big guy. Nice. Good. Good boy, buddy. And then again, the frequency of the treats is probably every like 5 to 10 seconds right now. Good, especially because I'm going in and getting advanced. I can keep that rate of reinforcement relatively high here. Good. When I'm adding in awkward things like touching his chest. Good. Or his shoulders. Or elbows. All right, big guy. Nice. Now I know he already likes to give his paw. That's actually a pretty good way to work on paw desensitization, but other element that we can integrate good when he does give us that paw is to kind of just gently touch those toes a little bit while he's eating. Good. Nice. What a good boy. And get him ready for nails and paw inspections and paw cleanings, all that kind of stuff as well. What a good boy, bud. Now, as you're kind of working your way across their whole body, it is a good idea to make sure you desensitize their hindquarters as well. So that rear end area, a lot of people automatically think every dog loves to have their butt scratched. Not every dog does, right, big guy? The hindquarters can actually be kind of a touchy area for dogs if they're not used to getting touched back there because you're kind of way out of sight. Good. Nice. And you can kind of sneak up on them. Good. Nice. So as I'm playing around with it again, I keep adding in every area of his body. It's almost like I gotta fill in the whole good chart of his entire body area, right? Starting with his, like we said, chest, neck, this front area, his shoulders, his chest, his hips, his backside, his legs and his paws, all the fun stuff, right? Good boy, bud. Nice. Well, now that he's joined me on the bench here, I'll sign off for today. Once again, I'm Collin with Courageous Canines Dog Training. This is my assistant for the day, Smarty Jones. He is available for adoption here at Save, a Friend to Homeless Animals. I'll have their information down at the bottom of the screen, as well as my own information if you're interested in checking out my website to learn more about what I do. Good. And my behavioral training programs and all of that fun stuff. If you liked the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know what you'd like to see more of. Let me know what you liked, didn't like. I'm happy to hear from you. And hope you all have a great new year. See you soon. Mr. Jones, what a good boy. Yes. You're so smart. That's why they call you Smarty Jones.